Hello there. Welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. Um, we're going to be doing a little pick-a-pile today, looking into why are they holding back. So we have the first pile, we're using the Guided Hand Tarot. And then the second pile is the Star Seeker Tarot. And then, yeah, the sun is kind of going down, so the lighting might change, might get a little bit darker, but so yeah, I'm just gonna pull a couple cards. I might get some clarity, and then we'll get like pull some tea cards and see here what comes through. Whew. Okay, so with this pile, with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it's like holding back communicating, or it's like holding back coming forward, or holding back taking some sort of action that will allow them to come forward to communicate, or keeping you in the dark, or keeping things like really unclear here. So we have the Nine of Swords. So yeah, there's like mourning, sadness, like being really like I get up I'm getting being caught up in your feelings, like feeling held down or like pinned down by a circumstance, and there's like nothing you can do but kind of sit in your feelings. We have the Ten of Swords, and then the Ace of Cups just like flipped over, so I pulled that, and then the Page of Cups came with it. So we're gonna get some clarity here. So right away, it's like definitely they feel like they can't come forward and communicate because they're like too emotionally overwhelmed. They're too caught up. It's like, okay, initially what I'm getting here is they're too emotionally overwhelmed. They're too caught up in their feelings and like too held down. They feel too like restricted, quite literally like pinned down by something. And so it's just they're literally just it's like this deliberating thing of like just like feeling stuck. um so they're going through this process of like expressing all of their emotions, so they're just like letting something end here. They're just like allowing it to end, or like allowing the chips to like fall where they will stay. um Yeah, there's like all so there's like these very passionate emotions here. There's this really strong desire to come forward with like how this card like flipped over. There's this definitely strong desire to come forward and communicate some sort of emotions here. Um I'm also seeing this here too. So it's like you could just like intuitively know this, and then you can just like feel that there's some sort of block here. You're wondering like, why aren't they just being honest? Why won't they just like open up about whatever's going on? Or like, why won't they like, you can see that they're like not doing something that they would need to do in order to be able to like come forward and communicate with you. um and it's confusing because you're like, I know they really care about me, I know they really have like strong feelings for me here, they do have genuine feelings and emotions, it's like overflowing, right? And so that could be part of like why they're feeling so incredibly burdened. But it's like I'm getting this energy of like they're just like letting it die for now because they're like too emotionally overwhelmed, or they're too caught up in their feelings here. It's like they feel like they can't get up and like get out of their circumstance, or they can't like make a change, or they can't take some sort of an action. It's like they're incapable because they're too caught up processing their feelings. They have like some sort of grief, possibly like regret, possibly. Oof, oh my gosh. Okay, too many spirit. Oh my goodness. Okay, so with the King of Swords, okay, so this is where they really are here, is in this energy of being like, because this, yeah, we even have the Nine of Swords clarifying the Ten of Swords. So definitely, like, if there's an ending here, or if there's just like a cease or a break in communication, or you're just um, not even talking or communicating at all anymore, then it's like the reason why is 100, like, okay, so this is obviously most definitely how they feel. We even have this card clarifying, right? It's just they're very very deep in their fields, very very deep in this like regret energy here, but they feel like they have to stay in this. We have the Knight of Swords, so again it's that the way they feel is really overwhelming them, and it's like they're feeling more than they can process right now mentally, and so it's causing them to shut down and feel like they can't move or they can't do anything about it, and so they feel like they need to just, like, on the inside they feel like such a mess and such a like hot mess, such an emotional wreck, like on the inside it's almost this like embarrassed energy, and so they feel like they need to come across as this really strong, stable, stoic. So they could be like being overly cold. They're trying to overcompensate with the energy that they express outwardly because of how intense and like crazy they feel on the inside here. Um, we have the Queen of Wands clarifying the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. So, yeah, there is this really strong desire to come like forward here. Um, they do have really, really strong feelings for you. I feel like this is how they see you, as the Queen of Wands. Like they see you as this really like bright, vibrant, loving person, and they're really, really drawn towards you. They feel very, very passionately towards you. Like I said, it's like kind of like overflowing. I'm sorry, folks. I live in an apartment complex, and sometimes it's just like loud, all about the neighbors, the parking lot. I have a roommate, we have pets, so I'm so sorry if you hear any distractions here, but yeah, it's like really really just like literally overflowing. um So yeah, if it seems like it's ending right now, it's because they're like paralyzed with, that's what I'm getting with this here. It's like they're literally paralyzed with so let's get some cards here to see like why they could have, it's almost like they have anxiety about it. Ooh, we have caught up, finding evidence, getting caught cheating. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, okay, so in the past, you could have caught them being shady or being sneaky, or yeah, they could have like known that they did something really, really terrible in the past. So if it seems like it's just like ending right now and they're like holding back, coming forward, and with the Page of Cups, it's like this it's like an apology. Like they really do have these strong feelings for you, and they really do desire to like come forward and apologize here and communicate, and like I said, take some sort of action um that will allow them to be able to come forward and communicate, right? They right now it looks like they're just letting things end, and they're not taking like that sort of action that they need to take. They're not coming forward and apologizing. It may seem like they just don't care, right? They're just putting on this like cold, stoic vibe here. But really, they do like see you as this very valuable person. So they're like, the regret energy is so heavy here. They're so consumed and overwhelmed and caught up with um, how they feel. Like they feel like they were just being so hasty, like they did something here without really thinking it through. And yeah, they just regret it so much. Hang on just one second. So sorry, y'all. Okay. So, yeah, as I was saying here, like in the past, they did something here, and you found out about it, or something came to light, definitely, right? Um, yeah, something definitely came to light here. And so this person is in such an intense regret energy here. They're like so consumed with the regret here that it's like, for they feel like they have to let it in for now because they feel stuck. Like they feel like there's nothing they can do, or like they can't get up out of this energy that they're in and change it. There's nothing they could do to change it or fix it. Like there's no coming back from this. Like they really do have a lot of emotions here, and they're, it's literally like overflowing. Their feelings towards the situation are literally like overflowing, and they really do desire to come forward and apologize and like share with you how they feel, but they don't even know how to go about it. Like they're so lost, and they're so immature on this journey of like being able to like, mean immature meaning they're so fresh and new on this journey of like being able to take accountability. It's like they recognize that they were wrong, and they feel bad, and they do regret it, and they feel like they just like rushed into it, or they just like did something here really, really quickly without thinking it through. And now they're just like, oh my gosh, how could I have done that? But they feel like, yeah, they feel like such a mess on the inside that they have to just like, okay, they have to just put up this cold front. They have to just like, um, yeah, just put up this front. Like they're just unbothered, detached, like they don't care, like nothing matters, like nothing can get to them. Like, um, I'm definitely getting this very like cold, um, like with the sword, it's just like having up a wall. Um, and just like pretending like they don't care and they don't have any emotions and um but really they're like very very consumed by the way that they feel here and like the regret of the situation. It's like it's so much that yeah, so if like it seems as though it's just like an ending right now, or it seems as though it's like, okay, they're obviously not going to do anything to change it here or like to be able to come forward and communicate and like make it right. Like maybe they're not even coming forward to apologize. They're not even seeming like they care. They don't even seem to feel bad. You're just like, oh my gosh, did they even care about me at all? But they do see you as this Queen of Wands, and so there is like a very strong desire here. It's like totally flowing over, but then that's like putting them worse into this like crippled energy here of just like I said, like they feel like they can't get up out of this and change it. Like there's nothing they can do about it. Whatever they did, just like is like a huge betrayal or like backstabbing here. Writing it out. So yeah, they feel like there's nothing they can do to like fix it or change it, and so it's like they just have to write it out now. Like they just have to, like they're like pinned down. They're like stuck now. There's, you know what I mean. They just have to make the best of it now. We have busy, so they could just be trying to like um, keep themselves so busy and so preoccupied they don't even have time to think, right? But then it's like once they get home at night, then this is the energy that they're in. It's like it when they're trying to go to bed at night, then it just is like keeping them up at night, just like thinking about this here. And it's the fact that like they know that like they're ones that ended it, and it's like there's no coming back from this and there's really nothing they can do about it. It's like when they're alone at night at the end of the day, it's like it kills them really. Like there's they really regret this, but I feel like they do as much as they can to just keep themselves super busy and preoccupied here so they don't even have time to think about it. So yeah, um it's like all day long they like act like this, and then they get home at night and it's just like this, you know. So yeah, keep themselves so caught up with like work or friends or just like being social. Yeah, sports player into games. So I'm getting like literally they're like meeting up with their friends and playing sports or just like throwing themselves in fantasy football or just like being social, going out to the bar, using like going and watching sports at the bar as an excuse to like go out to the bar all the time and be around people and be social. Yeah, just like keeping themselves really busy. There's always some sort of game or some sort of something going on when you're in this like world here, right? um and then also another thing is like if they were like kind of like playing a game here, like being a player, um and like pretending like, oh, I'm just super super busy, it's just work, it's just whatever, but then they were actually like playing a game here, then now they've gotten caught up. Like whatever they were doing before that was like making them so busy or taking them away from like the relationship or whatever was going on, then yeah, whatever games they were playing, whatever show they were putting on, it's like now the secret came out here. So those are two things. But yeah, so the reason why they're holding back is because it's, yeah, so the reason why they're not taking some sort of action or coming forward to like communicate here and like apologize, you know, tell you how they feel, um, they just feel like they can't. If it's like for one, they're so just emotionally trapped from being so overwhelmed here with just like regret and just like knowing how bad they messed up. And then for two, they feel like there's nothing they could do to fix it anyways. Like there's nothing they could do or say to make it better here. It's like um yeah, they really just feel like it is what it is. Um they're just trying to like keep themselves busy and then like lick their wounds, and so um they feel like they don't even have time to like go back and try and fix it. It's like they just have to like let it end for now. And then also like the betrayal was just too much. Like or like it was just like a very personal backstabbing or something. It's like they're sitting there thinking like I just know that was like their last straw, you know. So they're not going to like try to come forward and but it's like you can see through them here and like you know they really really care about you regardless of whatever happens. So is like you kind of like in shock here that they're like not doing something or they're not like doing something so that they can come forward here, like step up here. Better boundaries, communication. Creating boundaries requires self love and discipline. It's not about you shutting people out or being unkind. It's about you telling them you care enough about yourself to create boundaries that are for your highest good. Clear communication is needed to keep your boundaries intact. Totally. It is vital at this time to protect your energy field as others may be projecting negative energy onto you. You may also be in an environment for which you are absorbing negative vibes that are draining you. Call in Archangel Michael for protection and to clear your energy field. Having a practice of grounding and putting a protective bubble around you every day will be helpful. This is protection needed energy shield. So that's the card you got. So yeah, definitely like you, yeah, there, yeah, if anybody's ever trying to mess with you, if there's any sort of like weird vibes around you and you can sense it, like having really strong clear boundaries in your life can help save you from a lot of stuff, and definitely trusting on the divine to help keep you safe here. So yeah, that is what I have for pile one. Okay, so now the Star Seeker Tarot, pile two. Too many, Spirit. Okay. Okay, so this person is holding back because they don't know if this is right. They don't know if this is their wish fulfillment. Also, another thing is they don't know how to get there. Like if they do choose you and they do want this with you, they're not sure how to get there. So we have the 7 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Oh, yeah. And then the Page of Pentacles underneath. So with the 9 of Cups, that's like wish fulfillment here, right? And it's like in this little oasis here. So this is like something you've been manifesting or wanting for a long time, or like coming to this period of like oasis or perfection, or it's like this end of the journey, or um, it's like something that you've been working towards and like studying to figure out how to get for a really long time, right? Like um it's like a deep desire, like a goal or a journey you've been working towards here. So uh with the 10 of Cups, it's like there's this potential that the situation here could be wish fulfillment, right? Like it could be wish fulfillment could turn into reality. It could be happily ever after. It could be the family and the kids, and having everything you need, and like being in this blissful like little happiness, like with the water all around them. It's like being engulfed in all of your desires. Like it could be everything you ever wanted, right? um because you have had really high hopes and like high dreams, and you have been trying to get to this specific place in your journey of peace and contentment. And so it's like there's this potential that you viewer could like be this happy ever after, and like there's this potential that they could bring you to this place that they found for themselves, right? To their little oasis, right? It's like, could they be the one that I could bring into my oasis, and we could have this um like fulfillment of all of our like emotional desires together. um but it's like they're not sure. Like, okay, so it's like there's obviously this situation is lighting up for them more than the others, and so that could be why you're like wondering, like, okay, why are they holding back? Why aren't they just pursuing this? Why aren't they, do they not want this with me too? Do they not see me as this? Do they want something else, or are they waiting for something else that they desire more? um so there's like all these questions here, right? And so yeah, there is this energy that where like you stand out more than like other options, but there's still this energy of like this person's face is very much like like there's this pondering. It's like even though it's like right in front of them and it's obviously showing that it does stand out more than all the other options, there's still this hesitancy, or there's still this energy of like, is it really right? Is that really it? Like, is that really the direction? But there's a lot of darkness all around here, right? And so I think that that's where the illusion is coming from. It's like, is this really right? Because I have to cross through a lot of darkness and a lot of unknown territory here in order to get that. And so that creates this like uncertainty. Because with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, so with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like there's all this fog and all this cloudiness, and the journey is very, very long here, right? It's going to be this slow moving journey and this like climb here. But there's like little stepping stones each along the way. So there's a path. So it's like, even though it's going to take a long time and you can't see the whole picture right now, there may be a lot of like confusion or fogginess around you, you still have a path, right? You know where to go. But this is in the reverse. And so it's like, um they're just not sure if this is right, even though this is obviously lighting up and it's like so clear here that this is obviously different than all the other options, or there's something different here, or they feel as though they're being led towards this one option specifically. They feel as though like there's like all these signs, or there's something around them that's like telling them, or it could be just really literally like glowing for them in their life, like they're just drawn in that direction the most obviously, but then there's this hesitancy, they hold back because they're like, how do I get there, right? With all this darkness around, they can't see the clear path to how to get there. And so they hold back because they're like, I'm not really sure which way to go. I'm not sure which step to take. I'm not sure how to approach this. Um, it's like all of this cloudiness and all of this fogginess, and it like how long the journey is, like how long it's going to take to get from A to B. It's like that is so overwhelming. It's really outweighing, the stones are not lit up here, like there's not a clear path on like how to choose this option, even though it's like obviously lit up as the direction to go in. So it's confusing to them, so it leaves them in this like pondering energy of like, like, is this right, like they're wondering, like, am I confused, like am I seeing things wrong, like am I illusioned here? But they do feel like you could be like this person that they could bring into, like their dreams here, and like build this fantasy life together. But they just don't see how to get there. They don't see the practical steps. They don't see like how you guys can actually blend together and like come together and actually get there. So yeah, they hold back and they ponder. It's like they question here. They're like, I don't know I don't know where to go. I'm not sure which step to take. It's like they don't even really know where to start. So it kind of leaves them like here at the starting line, like surrounded by all these other options, because they're just like, well, where do we really go from here? Um, so let's get some tea. Oof. We have falling apart, falling into pieces, over it, tired of drama. So yeah, if there's any sort of like with all of the clouds all surrounding the situation, yeah, any sort of like drama or chaos in the situation puts them in this like state of confusion, and it's like all like logic or practicality or like vision like falls apart for them. Um it's like they can't really handle it here. So yeah, maybe they spent so long like studying the bigger picture, or like focusing on the bigger picture of like what they were trying to get towards here, that now it's like the little steps of like how to actually like go in that direction and get there is so overwhelming to them. Um but also, so that could be part of them just kind of like falling apart and being like over it, because it's just such an overwhelming task here, like there's just a lot of work, right? Even in this, it's like really really far, but the Knight of Pentacles can be a really slow moving energy. So um yeah, you can just get like really overwhelmed. But also, like, if yeah, like if there's any sort of like drama happening in the situation, is kind of like causing them to like fall apart here, like it's um so that could be part of what's causing them to hold back as well. So, okay, because like how I said they're staying at the finish line, so there's like all these other cups here, so there's all these other options. So, we have promiscuous. So, yeah, these other options here could be kind of like, so what I'm getting is like there's other options around them that seem a little bit easier, right? But we also have like outdated, so it's like they're kind of over it. They obviously don't feel like these other options, even though it may be easier, um, it doesn't seem like it's going to be so much work or like take so long to be able to get towards this like desired end goal here and have this like happily ever after together. Um, that's just going to be like a lot more work, obviously, and they don't even really know where to start or how to get there. So there's a lot of other options around them that are just like easier, right? But the reality is like these other options aren't really working for them anymore, right? It's like it's no longer compatible. It maybe like satisfied them in the past, but it's just not anymore. So that's why you're really lighting up more than like all these other options. It's like to them, it's becoming more and more obvious that this is the direction they should go in, but they don't even see like how to get there or where to start or like how to even go about it or and they're still in this process of just like really being like like could it really be like so perfect, so maybe there has been some sort of like drama and so then that also puts them in this state of like well would it really be like my wish fulfillment and like my happily ever after like if we like fight sometimes or whatever. um but we have staying centered, aligning yourself with the universe. So um yeah, I feel like even though they have all these other options around them that are like I said, it's just easier. It's like they don't have to think about it as much. There's not so much that goes into like getting there, if you will. Um, but yeah, it's like no longer serving them in their life the same way that it once did, and so they're in this energy of like staying centered. And so yeah, they could be doing this with like these other like promiscuous people all around them, but then also doing this with you. So this could be more of like why they're holding back is like they're trying to just really like stay centered, like ground themselves, find their inner balance and their inner peace here, and not like fall apart. So yeah, if they're trying to, oh, okay, and with the over it, the tired of drama, like they could be over this, like over these, like the energy of the, like certain things that were like easier for them in the past, but then it also comes with like way more drama, way more chaos. And they're like, this isn't serving me. Like, this doesn't work for me anymore. Like, going through all this ish really doesn't work for me anymore. And so they're totally just like over it. And so they're trying to like just stay centered. They're trying to like block all of that out and like block out all of the noise and figure out a way to like find their way towards, what they really want or like what's lighting up for them here. So yeah, that could be why they're holding back, is because they're just trying to figure out how to like gain that inner strength, inner peace, inner composure. It's like with you and everybody else. So they're just kind of holding back from everything in general. And we have writing it out. So it's like, yeah, if there's like chaos around them, if there is any sort of drama around them, they're like really trying not to fall apart and they're trying to just like definitely like write it out, stay calm, be like the eye of like the center of the calm in the storm. I know I didn't say that one right, but anyways, yeah, they're trying to find that like inner peace in the chaos, right? Um yeah, these other situations could have literally, like, it could have pushed them to the point where they were starting to fall apart because these other situations were like causing so much drama for them, or these other people were putting them in so many like third party situations, or it was just like, yeah, all these people to where it was just like borderline kind of scandalous. Um, yeah, they were like seeing people that were like not fully available, and then that was causing drama in their life. And so they're like, okay, um, now they're trying to like switch things up, right? And so, yeah, now they're trying to like switch things up and build like go towards something more like solid and emotionally fulfilling here, but they don't even know how to begin. Like they don't even know where to start. This is totally foreign to them. Um, but they see you and they are so drawn towards you, and they're so drawn towards your energy and your light. It's like you just radiate this like very pure, when they see you around, it's like you just like glow. Like they're like, man, that girl's just like glowing. Like they just see you as someone who's just different. Like you stand apart, like you're set apart from others, and it like stokes this like really this inner desire within them. Yeah, like maybe they've really been focused on like fulfilling themselves, or that before in the past it was more of this selfish like just wanting to please themselves or make themselves happy or make sure they were fulfilled. um but now they're thinking like, could this be the, you know, the person, like they're thinking about pulling some you into that scenario, right? um so that's just like totally foreign and different to them. That's not something that they're used to. They're used to like these more like dramatic, easier and quicker, more short-lived situations, but that method is just like not working for them. That's no longer fulfilling them. They're no longer being as satisfied. So it's like no longer is worth it here. But yeah, they're holding back because they don't even know where to begin or where to start or how to get there. They're trying to figure that out right now. Like, they're like, how do you even go about landing someone like that? How do you get someone like that in your life? How do I bring them into my world? How do I change my world in order to fit them? Um, how do I be what they want? Like, what would make them happy? It's like all these questions and all these things they never thought about before. So it's really making them realize, like, I must really care about this person because I never, you know, anybody else I like was dealing with here, I never thought about those other, I never considered anyone else's feelings, right? Um, I was never worried about how the other person felt or was affected, or how the other person's boyfriend felt or was affected from this card here. But now they're like trying to figure it out. Decisions in fear, control. Some decisions and choices that you have made are based in fear and not heart-centered knowledge. Fear is your ego wanting control. Take a step back and make a responsive choice rather than a reactive one. You're able to see the truth of the best choice with a calm and centered manner. So yeah, you could see this person like holding back, right? And you got kind of reactive and you like didn't really understand like where they were coming from or why this was happening. So yeah, like you got afraid and you just like wanted to control the situation, and you don't see everything that's going on behind the scenes with them, and how like they're trying to figure out how to get from A to B, and all these huge shifts that they're trying to make here, and it's like one step at a time, but they don't even like they can't even see the path in front of them. So it's really big like faith moves on their part. So um but yeah, it's totally normal response. Like whenever we're afraid and we're not really sure what's going on, then sometimes, just like it says, the ego does take control, and we make more of a reactive choice. So yeah, sometimes taking a step back, having that perspective is really, really good. Passion ignited, desire. Live with passion by stepping into what feeds your soul and gives you joy. When you choose to make room for this in your life, the universe responds by creating opportunities that support your soul's purpose and passion. Yeah, like I just heard like you kind of light up their soul, like you get them in touch with their soul, and it's like something they haven't really been in touch with or connected with before, especially not with people that they're like hooking up with or intimate with or on that level with. They haven't really experienced like a soul connection or a soul type of intimacy before. So this is like new and different. This is really unknown territory for them. This is totally different. This is something they've never experienced before, and so um, they don't really know how to get there. And then they're also like scared about like what it will be like once they get there. Like yeah, being intimate with someone that you have a soul connection with is like a whole nother ball game. It's a completely different experience. Um, so yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get there. But yeah, you did like light up like a desire within this person, and just like desires and passions that they like maybe didn't know they had or had forgotten about. So um yeah, that's why they're holding back right now, is because they're not exactly sure which steps to take. They're in the process of figuring it out. And like I said, they can't see the path in front of them. So it's a lot of like this right now, basically, writing it out, trying to stay calm and centered and keeping themselves aligned with the universe. Like I said, it's a lot of faith moves here. And so it's like if when you can't see the path in front of you, you just have to keep yourself centered and aligned and know that each step you're taking, you're being guided by the divine. Um, so that's another thing here. It's like with that, it's like they're not really even sure how to get there because it's like all darkness around them. So they're just trusting that if they keep themselves aligned, they keep their like intentions pure here, then like each step they take will lead them in the right direction, and eventually they'll get where they need to be. So yeah, they just don't really know how to like let you in on that. Um, yeah, so that's all I have for pile two. So thank you so much. Um, yeah, it's always it's like to really make sure that's all I have. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a really great day.